today we're going to be talking about something that's a little bit controversial, and that is ESO daily routines. And I've done something extremely controversial for this, so please make sure you're seated. Make sure you're sitting down. You don't have anything in your hands. I don't want you to drop it, but I've watched other YouTube content creators' videos of this. I know. I wanted to make sure that I got information from other sources to make sure that my daily routine video would also be as informative as other people's. I generally try not to do this because I feel as though, like, if I watch people's videos, I'll subconsciously copy their videos. So fun fact, I rarely, if ever, watch YouTube videos about ESO unless it's like developer ones for like trailers and stuff. But buckle up, because I've watched two videos. I watched one by Lucky Ghost, and then I watched a video by Upper Echelon Mediocrity. Both great YouTube creators, mind you. For me, I try not to copy people. I try to like do my own route, get my own information from you guys in bands, Discord, Facebook, Reddit. You guys give me the information, and then I regurgitate it to the world. Hopefully that wasn't too... I don't know why I did that, but let's talk about daily routines. Now, as many of you are, we work, we come home, we play ESO, we have a limited time schedule. So I'm going to talk about everything that you should or could be doing daily, and then try to also tell you about how important I think it is. So, in no particular order, let's begin. And that takes us originally to two very generic login tasks, which is going to be the activity finder, and you've got yourself your daily battleground and your daily dungeon. How important are these tasks? Not super important. However, I will say it's good for transmutes. It's great for XP. It can be replicated on multiple characters. And the nice thing about it too is I suggest that you guys get all of the daily undaunted quests, because if you queue for a random normal or random veteran, there's a decent chance you get the daily for that specific quest chain, because most people are going to also be farming the undaunted keys, so you can sometimes save yourself a dungeon if you queue random and you have those to do afterwards. But I mean, it's your prerogative. It's up to you, whatever you guys want to do. Battlegrounds, I always queue solo and group random. Super fun activity to do. I really enjoy Battlegrounds, as most of you know. I haven't done it for today. I'm recording this at like 6 o'clock ish. So I'm actually just getting back from work. Just did my research on what other people are doing daily, and this was brought up, so I think it's important to do. This would be something that I would suggest for you guys to normally do, but they did have some suggestions, and I have some personal suggestions that they didn't recommend. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. So they also had mentioned, and this would be something I would tell you guys also, that doing your daily endeavors is also really helpful. You only need to do 3 of these bad boys, and generally they're very straightforward. Escape from a guard one time, update an outfit, earn 150 Telvar. This will obviously be different depending on when you're watching this video, but daily, weekly stuff, amazing. This stuff can be used basically for the Endeavors version of the Crown Store. So if you want to get those Apex mounts, if you want to get those things that are in the Crown Store through Crown Crates, you can get them with these seals of Endeavors. Now, let's address the elephant in the room here. You notice where I'm standing. I am standing in a place where I'm about to launch crystal frags that the B button too many times, but ignore that. We are currently in Somerset. Why, Jake, are you in Somerset? Well, you don't even have to ask. I'm between the 2 billboards for the crafting Ritz. I know I bring this up so often to you guys. You guys are probably like, I'm done with the crafting Ritz. I'm about to get my ass whooped by a guard. Just ignore that. I'm just gonna sing to you a lullaby. We're gonna pretend everything is okay while our parents fight in the other room. Just don't worry about that. So, daily Ritz, it's 5k gold per character. It's a bunch of crafting mats. You pick these 2 quests up here. You do your daily loop. You turn in the bad boys just right over here, and then you get yourself some free money. It's super easy. It's barely an inconvenience. I highly suggest that you guys all do it. It is a great method for you guys to earn some free. That hurt quite a bit. Money. And it's great. It can be replicated across all characters. This is something that I would suggest to you highly. I know that I say that a lot, but it's great. Now let's talk about Tamiri, who failed to defend me there. and this is a suggestion that actually came from Lucky Ghost that I didn't actually think and consider, and that is doing and turning in the daily quests with her. So we talked about, doing the Undaunted, but something that I think is important too, the Undaunted is obviously given here as a quest, but there's also doing the Fighter's Guild daily and the Mage's Guild daily with Miri out, because you will actually be able to level up her abilities. So you can actually go in and level up her Mage's Guild, her Undaunted, and her Fighter's Guild. And also during the Centaur event, you'll actually get more XP for doing these activities. So that is the time to whip out Miri and start using her in that way, because hey, you'll be able to level up those skills. I'm not, the most over the top, over the moon companion person. I don't think they're the most necessary thing in the world, but again, if you're already doing an activity, for example, the Mage's Guild will give you Mage's Guild XP. So for those of us who hate farming for Mage's Guild books, getting a decent chunk of Mage's Guild XP by running to a dell, picking up an item, and taking it back to the Mage's Guild, super straightforward. So that's why I'm suggesting it to you guys, because it's an easy way to not only get Mage's Guild XP, but also to get XP for Miri, and, two birds, one stone. That's going to wrap up my section on companions, and now we're going to talk about going to the stable. The stable is something that I think a lot of us neglect, and it's not as important for our more well-done characters. And this is where I'm going to say something controversial and go against the other videos that I watched. I firmly believe that inventory space is the most important mount space upgrade. I know, we're getting crazy. We're becoming controversial. I'm sure we'll be on Keemstar here soon. But to me, mount space is much more important. Carrying capacity, hugely important. Stamina. How often are you about to be knocked out by your horse, right? How often does that happen? So throw stamina on the back burner, right? Carrying capacity. How often is your inventory full, huh? How often are you like, oh, now I have to go all the way back to town, or whip out a banker, whip out the merchant? It's too often. It is so easy to just go faster. There are whole sets, there's whole skills, major gallop, there's ways to go faster. This is one of the only ways to increase your inventory space once per day. And when you can get every character a singular inventory space upgrade per day, that's pretty awesome, honestly. Because if you have the max amount of characters, that's like freaking double digits free inventory spaces a day, up to 60 per character. You can see, look how many bad boys I can hold in this bad mamma jamma. I have 210 inventory spaces, and I'm damn near goddamn full at 190. I don't even know what I have in my inventory, but I guarantee you I don't want to have to put it in my bank. Do you know why? Because that son of a bitch is also full. So, for those of us who like to really hold on to things to then sell later to make, money, that's, or just honestly just to have. Let's be real. I don't sell 90% of the shit that I own, but that's the excuse that I use. But this is the way that I think inventory space is the most valuable for you guys to have. And now is where I begin the second controversy of the video. Not necessarily a controversy, but I am going to tell you what I think is the best zones for you to farm. Now, in the videos that I had watched, they were slightly outdated. They were done at the beginning of 2022 and at the end of 2021. This is just a simple suggestion for you. This is Tamriel, right? You recognize it. It's on the map. It's on the poster. It's on the box if you purchased a hard copy of the game. Where do you think the most valuable zones are? The easiest answer, no matter when you're watching this video, 10 years from now, if you're watching this present day, tomorrow, the newest zone will always be one of the most valuable things to farm. Point blank, you'll be able to get motifs, armor pieces that are usually worth a decent bit, style items that are worth a good chunk of money, and so on and so forth. And then back to DLC. So using this line of thinking, we would have Fargrave, which is amazing, lots of good furniture plans. Blackwood, amazing, lots of good furniture plans. And then we would also have the Reach, which also has decent furniture items, lots of furniture pieces, good sets, good things. So it's obviously not a foolproof thing. Sometimes they come out with DLCs like Hugh's Bane that don't have amazing daily quests, unless you consider the Thieves Guild daily quests. Daily quests, those are fucking amazing. Watch my video on it. But, it's not a foolproof science is what I'm trying to say. Like, the Gold Coast daily quests are better than Somerset's daily quests, even though the Gold Coast came out first. So it's not always foolproof, but that's just the general rule of thumb. The 3 most recent DLCs, and also consider too if a DLC has been run decently. So like if there's been double drops like in the Clockwork City, for those of you who remember during the Daedric Invasion event, everything there is going to go down in value. If you were watching this video today and you wanted to maximize your time, I would say Blackwood, Fargrave, and I would say, screw the Reach. Maybe consider Rothgar. I know we're getting saucy, but I feel like Rothgar has not had a double event drop recently, and the sets there are really good. So, to me, Rothgar is a little slept on. Economy-wise, it's not being sold as much on Xbox today. That'd be my suggestion. Gold Coast has some beautiful motifs, but again, we just watched motifs value plummet because of the Jubilee event. Zenthar event's also going to drop motifs, so motifs are not the thing that necessarily you want to be farming for because they could be plummeting soon. But those are things you just have to consider as someone who has a limited time. I got a bedtime because I got to wake my happy ass up at 6 o'clock tomorrow. As an adult, some of us have to set bedtimes for ourselves, no matter how much gold we want to try to grind out one day or how much XP. It's an unfortunate product of the reality that we all live in. But hey, that's why we play ESO in our free time. It's a fun game. But that's why I want you guys to know, like, there are routines that can make you, like, good bits of money in short periods of time. And to me, some of these quests, such as, like, the Gold Coast, which used to be like a lottery ticket at this point, like, if you were to run the daily quests, up here in the city, and you were to get that Minotaur, like, chest piece, shoulder piece, helmet, that was like winning the lottery, because those things were worth like 1,000,000 gold for a little bit. Not quite as valuable as they are now, but they used to be worth a lot. Another thing that was also not on either video that I watched, so this is like a Jake Clip exclusive. If you have time, do the Imperial City daily, because if you get 50 of those, you get the outfit for the Timber Crow, and that's worth like, some consoles that's worth like 2 million right now. Xbox today, I think it's like 600 to 800K. But the quest itself only takes like 5-ish minutes. So doing that is like super quick, super easy. Nobody had suggested that. Not that I'm like trying to toot my own horn here, but you guys came here, watch my video, I'm trying to help, give you guys a little something, something. So that way, if you've already seen their videos, you're not like, Jake, I fucking knew this already. So this is my gift to you. Like, hey, there's this thing in the Imperial City. You guys should do that. That was everything that they had suggested, though, up until this point. Is there anything else that I would suggest to you as a login daily player? And to that, I would say, that's a pretty good list. Your Undaunted dailies, your Mages Guild dailies, your Fighters Guild dailies, your Ritz, your daily dungeon, your daily battleground. I mean, you're doing your daily Imperial City quests. You're doing your daily DLC stuff. You're doing a lot. And that's where it's important for you to recognize, like, what's my end game in ESO? Is it furniture? Because if it's furniture, I would say, okay, maybe we should focus on the DLC zones with better furniture. Blackwood, amazing fucking furniture. Fargrave, also amazing furniture. Now, granted, that kind of fits in the scheme that I was telling you about also, but if your goal is furniture, boom, do those daily quests. If you want to try to get yourself some personal sets for yourself, if you're looking for like Pariah or War Maiden, some different DLC zones, farm those DLCs. Pariah comes from Rothgar, War Maiden comes from Vardenfell. Especially if you see yourself using that in an upcoming build patch, do that instead. It's important. If you're someone who's like, I really don't like to farm and sell gold, but I really just like to get like actual gold with raw mats, farm your daily Ritz, 5k gold per character really does stack up very quickly. And those mats are worth even more than the 5k gold. 99% of the time you'll get survey maps, treasure maps too, gold materials, upgrade materials. It's wild. It's definitely worth doing if you're looking to get gold. But that's why I wanted to kind of have this conversation with you. But and remember, upgrade that mount. I know that you might not use that character. You probably don't need him to be 1% faster. But you know what really will help him in the long run? Is having one extra inventory space per day. Because that, to me, is infinitely more valuable, because then you can pre-craft all your materials on that character. Even if it's a level 1 crafter, you can still pre-craft level 1 gear, turn it into the crafter, and you can still roll to get gold materials from the actual vendor. And you still get 5k gold, mind you, too. It doesn't matter what level you are. So for those of you who are like, oh, my crafting sucks. Yeah, mine does too. We still get paid. They still pay us. We're still, valuable customers to Somerset, So don't feel bad about that at all. But that's going to wrap up my thoughts. If you guys have daily routines that you also do, this is more specific to questing and things and like tasks, but I know people who go check guild traders every day. They look for specific items to flip. Stuff like that. If you guys have routines like that you want to share, please put them in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up my thoughts. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.